Hi guys, welcome back to My World 67. This is G-Man. Got in this box today. I believe it's the 999. I started unboxing it and I decided to go ahead and do a video on it while we unbox it. If I can get the camera situated. Some reason or other, I don't know why. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. Okay. So here we go. I'd already started, already cut it open, poured the peanuts. They had packed, filled with peanuts, which are good. I use them periodically, but it's not something I'm crazy about. I prefer the old-fashioned method. Just wrap them good with some good plastic and use some good paper or rags to stuff them. Now, I started taking this out, as I said, and what they had said that this was missing, or it was broken, and this linkage was broken on it, which it is. But this is a simple fix. You just put it back on right there. Push that down, and we'll retamp that. Spread that back out. That'll take care of that. Real simple fix. I see a little rust on this rear truck. There's some scratching, which is ordinary for an engine this old. Actually, a lot of them look a lot worse than this. I know you've seen them. I think I've showed them. I know Gary, Trains in the Basement, Ben, other guys have shown you trains in a lot worse. This is actually beat up a little bit, but there's no dents, no cracks, just a little paint loss, so it's in pretty good shape actually. This side is tight. And overall, it's not too dirty. Looking down in here, looks pretty clean. I can tell it's dry, very dry. Needs a good oiling. A little bit of dust, lint, a little bit down in there. We might have to tear it all the way down and clean it, but it doesn't look like it's real bad. It's just very little actually. This is a little dirty, and we'll scrape that while we're looking at it. Now, this engine has seen some play. It has seen some play. This pickup here is worn down a little bit, which lets you know it's been ran quite a bit. Now, not that much actually, because I've seen them to where they have been worn through, and that's a lot of wear, and they have been run to death. This one's just got barely a groove in it on the front side. Hardly any groove in it on the back. It's really more like a line. But they're both covered with a little oxide. And that linkage just fell off. But no matter. We just want to scrape that up a little bit anyway. The wheels are dirty, so we're going to scrape them up a little bit also with our trusty razor blade here. Just so they'll make a little better contact. for a moment I thought this one had a rubber traction tire on it. That's why I stopped, because I didn't want to damage the rubber traction tire. I've never seen one with a rubber traction tire on it before, not a 999. So I was beginning to wonder if this was even original. Now you notice while I'm cleaning this, do a close up here, how much slackage there is in that wheel and axle. That's a lot of slackage. So this might have been worn a little more, and I think that is shown by the pickup. That's a lot of slackage. I mean, you can push it up and down. Now that's not an in and out movement. See, the in and out movement's got a lot of slack too. It just needs a good tightening up. The wheels need tightening. But that slackage there, this one has some, but it's not as bad. Okay. But anyhow, I'm going to twirl that around a little bit. Scrape that side a little bit. All the way around there. Like I say, we're not really trying to clean the wheels right now. We're just trying to get a little bit of that oxide and a little bit of grease, a little bit of that grit off of the wheels so that they'll make better contact. Doesn't damage the wheels at all. As a matter of fact, when I do get ready to clean them, that's going to make it even easier. Oh yeah. Okay. And as always, before we even think about putting the juice to one of these motors, especially when they are as dry as this one is, we want to lube them. And of course I start with this lubrication, and you can pick this up. It's like WD-40. You can pick it up actually at the Dollar Tree for $1. Really good value, lasts quite a while, even as often as I use it. A can usually lasts me a couple of months. So you want to gear oil this side. You want to oil the gears. Put your little squirt of penetrating oil in there. I put enough on there that it'll go down behind the gear. Put a little bit on the axles. That one axle is so loose, shouldn't be any problem with that axle, outside of overheating. So we're probably going to have to change that out and put another bushing in there into the housing. We're going to turn that just a little bit, kind of help that penetrating oil get down in place. Now the E-unit's right here, and we don't know, it might be sticking, it might not be sticking. I could go ahead and address that now, but I'm not. We're just going to put it on and see first if it runs. I'm going to put this linkage on at the end of the video. I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. see if it runs or not. Okay, let me get my trusty track up here. Stuff always falls over when you don't want it to. Okay, no big deal. Pick it up real quick. Move on. Okay. And reposition the camera if you can. Okay. Look at that. Now that's amazing. Just put it on the track and it took right off. But I had not heard it click. The E unit. The more we run it, the faster it's running. So I haven't heard the E unit click on it, so that means we definitely have an E unit problem. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's backing up. So the E unit is dirty on it. We're going to clean the E unit, and maybe that will solve the problem. Now, these are single throw motors, single geared, and they're actually pretty strong pullers. As I said, we're going to take this and put it back on. Just slide it on there. Put it over the pivot. Set that there for a moment. Pull out our punch here. Now you can pick these punches up at Harbor Freight. Actually, periodically, you can get them real cheap because they'll actually have them for $1 in one of their specials. I don't know know why this is not coming out of there this evening. Probably because I'm trying to rush. It doesn't take a lot of work. Just take it. I'm going to move this back so we don't do that on the track. Put it on there. Give it a couple taps. That one didn't work. The power of an eraser. Sorry about that. Hope we're still going the same way. It's the bad thing about pounding on the desk, you have your camera on. Yeah, now it doesn't want to act right. Well, anyhow, we'll just hold it. Well, no wonder. Okay. Yeah. You see how that spread out this time. Took several little whacks. You don't have to beat it to death, but you do have to hit it harder than I did the first time. And I should have also gotten a little bit larger end punch, which I say they come in various sizes. I have 3 sizes, and I used the middle size. And I should have used the larger size. I could have done it with 1 or 2 whacks and been done with it. Okay, here we go. Now we have that back on. Let's see what goes. Now it doesn't want to run at all, does it? Thought maybe got the wheels too tight. Now, I don't recommend prying on your wheels. But in a case like this where you re-tapped that back on, it's a possibility that your wheels tighten back up. And if that's the case, you just pry a little bit on them. That'll pull them back out to whereas they're loose again. Usually you're not tapping hard enough to bend the axle. Okay, so that was it. So anyway, we know now and usually the width of a little small screwdriver right through the shaft is about all that you want as far as your space between your chassis and your wheel is concerned on your axle. You want it the thickness of the end of your screwdriver between the hub of the wheel and the chassis. I think we'll clean that unit up and I think it'll be just fine. Alright, sorry about the camera. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to work on cleaning this engine up. We'll take a marker and of course cover the scratches, and we might oil this engine down this time instead of using the clear acrylic, or instead of using the acrylic polish that I use sometimes. I'm just curious. These are a little different